So I'd like to say to parents, please invest your time, your talents, and your treasure in your children now.
Baptized and sent, let your light shine. Pilgrims of hope, let your light shine. As part of our Archbishop's pastoral visit, we have him, the shepherd of the Archdiocese of Cape Coast, the Metropolitan Archbishop of the Catholic Archdiocese of Cape Coast, in the person of Most Reverend Charles Gabriel Palmer-Buckle. You are welcome, Your Grace.
Thank you very much.
All right. With my research, Your Grace, you are about 76 years old.
Going on 76.
Going on 76.
Yeah.
And then I should say you look very strong and healthy.
Well, thank God, maybe for no fault of mine.
Can you give us a little secret to your strength or your health?
Oh, one, I have to say, I take good care of myself. I do my daily simple exercises of walking at least 2 kilometers in the morning and 2 kilometers in the evening. Saying my rosary. So that's the way I can keep going. I go walking, saying the rosary up and down. I do it in the morning when I wake up, and I do it in the evening too before I go to bed. So I do a lot of walking. I also do not eat supper in the evening. But since 1984-85,
Wow.
I'd normally drink something small, a cup of tea, a cup of green tea, a cup of cocoa, some bread or something for supper. Once in a while, I will eat supper. Yes, in the company of a few. But normally, I am good at controlling my diet. Then I sleep every day in the afternoon, at least 1 hour or 2 hours, so that I can work late into the night, about midnight. So I have a very regular type of timetable. And of course, I must also be available anytime I'm needed. So it's
All
just
right.
part of the secret.
Okay. Okay. So this is like faith and then exercise, praying and then exercising alongside. And I think that is something the youth and then the public would want to try, and then it will be of help to them. So in your about 34, 35 years of being a bishop, am I right?
33.
33 years of being a bishop. Can you share with us a fun moment? One of your fun moments or profound moments?
I begin by saying what I really wanted to do and to become was to be a priest.
Okay.
And so I want to thank God that He made me a priest almost 50 years now.
Wow.
December 12th, I'll be 50 years a priest. Then I was called to duty as Bishop of Koforidua in 1992. I was then 42 years old. And I was bishop from 1993 when I was ordained to 2005, 12 years. Then I was transferred to Accra as Metropolitan Archbishop of Accra from 2005 May to 2018 July. Then I was transferred again to Cape Coast as Metropolitan Archbishop of Cape Coast. And I've been there since 2018. I'm due retirement. Any moment the Pope will say, thank you very much for your work. And then I'll go and retire.
Okay. Okay. So your plan was just to be a priest, but by the grace of God.
And that has been my joy and my happiness. But I must say, as bishop, be it as pioneer bishop of Koforidua, I've had good reason to be a very happy person. My priests, my religious were very helpful, very collaborative. When I went to Accra, which is my own hometown, No prophet is accepted in his own hometown. But I was very well accepted by the priest, by the religious, by the lay faithful, by the political setting, by the challenges and difficulties. I've had fun since I came to Cape Coast Archdiocese. I've also had an opportunity to get to know the central region, its intricacies, and a lot of the good things it has to offer. In fact, one of the biggest joys I have in the Archdiocese of Cape Coast is that we have as many as 200 and over 45 priests, big number, and I have good rapport with them, the young ones, the old ones, and the rest of it. So I don't think I have any reason to regret having been made a bishop. I have had a joy throughout, you know. And then the lay people. Yesterday, for instance, you you welcomed me at Pacific filling station. My joy was to look at the little children, their happiness, their dancing, their joy, and then to look at the old women, the old men also joyfully singing and dancing with the brass band music. Even though, as Archbishop, I have to admit that at 76, I am quite old. But I saw that the children, the women, the men, all of them were very happy going. So I joined them. You know, that fills me with joy and happiness.
What's the mpanimfoɔ sɛ abɔfra nse oni a na ɔsɛ ɔsɛ we are more like our shepherd. And
Okay, I hope so.
you are lively when we see you online with the singing and dancing. So we should say we are more like our shepherd. We are more like our shepherd.
The truth of the matter is, one of my secrets is that I like music and I like dancing.
I think one of your viral moments was when you went to the Joy News,
Jamaica. Okay.
and then they asked you of your favorite song. And then,
Bob Marley.
yeah. And I think it was a talk of the nation, and everybody was talking
Interesting
about
enough,
it.
that's about some 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I was in Jamaica. They invited me for an activity, and I sang Bob Marley's Redemption song there. And they were bowled over, because the man was speaking wisdom. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. I believe very strongly we have to do a lot for ourselves. We shouldn't wait for somebody to come and do it for us. And that is what Bob Marley, I think, brought across to me. And I like to bring it across to everybody. Whatever situation you find yourself in, you have got to do something to make it a better place. And that is my dream anyway.
So we would want to know in this changing world, there's social media, people and different ideologies. In this times, how can we live as committed Catholics? How can we, the faithful, live as a committed Catholic?
One thing I believe very strongly in is that we are in a world of information explosion. And thanks to the cell phone, you can have access to any information you want. And therefore, in this day and age of social media, we, the Catholics, also have to use the social media. And I know that on the social media online, there are so many Catholic, posts that anything you need to know about the Catholic faith, you can Google and find it.
Yes, sir.
So when I hear Catholics, especially the youth, tell me they don't get teachings in the church, they don't know and this and that, I tell them either you are lazy or there's something wrong with you. Because you are the ones who are technologically very, endowed. And everything is on the social media. With a cell phone, you can access any information you want. So I would rather encourage every parish must have a platform, especially for the youth. A platform maybe for the older men and women, a platform for families and the rest. And they must have people who can really manage it and give correct information, correct catechesis, correct teachings about the Catholic Church in order to get the Catholics very informed. So I would say that we cannot lag behind. We've got to be involved.
Yes.
I encourage my priests to be involved and to go and study, informatics, study ICT, study its technology, and be able to help the youth, help the children, help the adults, help the men, help the women access information. And of course, we would need, in this day and age where anybody can put anything on, we need good managers. And that is where the priests, with their education, should create a little group of maybe a Catholic lawyer, a Catholic teacher, a Catholic information specialist, a Catholic married person, a Catholic economist, a Catholic politician, a Catholic, and there discuss issues that are very relevant to our lives. And what is relevant to our Catholic faith, get the priest, the religious, and the rest to also give us information.
All right. I think just as we've been doing here at St. Edward Parish, we have a platform and also we are on TikTok, St. Edward Catholic Church. We will take heed to your advice, and then now and then maybe we might even come to your doorstep one of these days, have more chit chat with our shepherd.
I tell you, catching me is $1 million question. So let me know when you need me, and then I will definitely oblige.
All right.
Because I'm very happy to be able to give information, particularly to the youth. Yesterday, in my conversation, I had a chance to say something that I'd like to use your platform to re-emphasize.
Of course, you can.
The family that prays together stays together. The family that prays together stays together. I'd like to encourage especially the young couples who are getting themselves married or who are already married to begin their lives with prayer, daily prayer. I myself, I am the product of daily prayer by my father and my mother. I come from a family of 12 children. My mother had 2 before marrying my father, and I had 10 with my father. Luckily, 11 of us are still alive. Our father died, our mother died. But one thing we have to say is that they left us prayer as the foundation. And because of our lives of prayer, many of us are still in the church, and we are still in the Catholic Church, and we are still very solid in whatever we are doing, our marriages and the rest of it. So the family that prays together stays together. I encourage it first. Number 2, one of the mistakes I believe we have made is that in the Catholic parishes, we encourage Catholic Women Association, we encourage St. Teresa Association, we encourage Knights of St. John, we encourage Ladies of St. John, Knights of Marshall, Ladies of Marshall. We don't encourage families. I think it is now time for you, the young ones who are now beginning, to start Catholic families. I know that in the Philippines they have what they call, couples for Christ.
Wow.
Couples for Christ. And they have prayer, daily prayer together. They have once every 3 months or 4 months a prayer session together. Once a year they go for recollection and the rest of it. And they have a priest who guides them. So I would like to emphasize it. The family that prays together stays together.
And that is very awesome. Praying together and then staying together as Catholic, I think will build our faith and also even teach the young ones who are coming.
Agreed.
And then, just as you said, you're a product of it, and we are giving praise to God for that. So, for our last words, we would want to ask you, what gives you hope? What gives you hope for the future as a shepherd?
I will be honest with you, the Catholic Church has existed for 2,000 years. There is no challenge today that the Catholic Church has not encountered. In fact, Pope Leo said he came to Africa in order to get more hope and to get joy. Because Africa is a continent of hope and a continent of joy. A continent of hope because when you look at Africa, Africa is a very vibrant young continent. The average age of the African is about 35 years. So many Africans are very young, between the ages of 15 and the ages of 45. And that is the time when they are vibrant, they are intelligent, they are very challenging, they are challenged, and they find answers to issues. So Africa is a continent of hope. I look at my church in the Catholic Archdiocese of Cape Coast, and I can say that about 60% of the youth, not of the youth, of the church, are young people. 60%. From the age of 0 to the age of 35, they are about 45%, if not more.
Wow.
And so that gives me hope that if we are able to catechize them, we are able to educate them, we are able to form them, we are able to empower them, they have hope. There is a lot of hope from them. And what gives me joy, as I said, when I look at the little children and how they are happy, they are jumping up and down and dancing, I will pray my parents, their parents, and their mothers and fathers, their guardians, to keep them close to themselves, because the children are a gift from God. The psalmist says it. The youth are a gift from God. They are like arrows, for a warrior. And when they are sharpened and they are well trained, they can fulfill what must be fulfilled. When I look at myself, my brothers and my sisters, of the 12 of us, we have almost every profession. My eldest brother was, an insurance officer with SIC. After him was a military man who went on to become a wing commander. Then I come. I don't need to talk about myself. After me comes Cecilia, who was a university graduate and a dressmaker, fashion designer. After Cecilia, Raphael. He's a medical doctor, an immunologist, and an allergy specialist. After Raphael comes Margaret Mary, an events organizer. She was a secretary. She knows how to organize things very, very well. After Margaret Mary comes Genevieve, who is a catering officer, and she now takes care of the old people because of, that's the job she does. Then after Genevieve comes Frances, who was a lawyer. She is a lawyer and was a banker. She has retired. She's married. All of them are married as I'm talking about. Then after Frances comes also, Michael Bequin, who also was a banker. He's now an estate developer, and he's an administrator and a manager. He's also retired. Then after Michael comes Clara, Beatrice and Clara, a hairdresser, fashion designer, a cosmetologist. And then after Clara comes two, Peter and Paul. Peter is an electrical engineer in the United States of America, and Paul, a computer specialist. So our parents were not rich, but they invested in us, and we invested in one another. We helped one another. And so they give us joy. So I'd like to say to parents, please invest your time, your talents, and your treasure in your children now, and the dividends will be good. You will be happy. So what fills me with hope, what fills me with joy, are the children. They are the biggest legacy God has given us.
Wow.
And I'm happy for that.
Wow. We are also grateful. For the names in your family, so it looks like telling me you are a Catholic without telling me you are a Catholic. For Margaret, Mary.
We have them all. Genevieve, we have Raphael, we have Michael,
all the saints.
we have Peter, we have Paul, we have Clara,
Wow.
we have Mary,
Yeah,
we have
Margaret,
Cecilia, all of them.
So we are praying one day we would pray and call on you, because definitely you'll be named a saint.
Oh my God.
So
being a saint is not an easy thing, but we are all called to be holy. For God is a holy God. And that's what we are struggling to do, to become holy in our way of life. Whatever life you are living, be a holy person. And that is where, let me come back to what you began by. Baptized and sent. Let your light shine. Once you have been baptized, you are sent to live a life of holiness, a life of service, a life of selflessness, in order to encourage other people to follow your footsteps. So it is my hope and prayer that we shall all struggle towards becoming holy and, becoming saints one day.
All right. Thank you, Your Grace. And then before we go, we would want to have your last words, and then after that, we would crave your indulgence, and then you bless our viewers for us.
My last word, my last word is that as a Catholic of a church 2,000 years old, we should never be discouraged. Our Holy Father Leo, he went to Africa, but he didn't give a message only to the countries he visited. uh, Algeria, Cameroon, Angola, and Equatorial Guinea. He gave a message for the whole world. He was evangelizing the whole world. So we must know that our light must not shine only for our little Ghana or our little Jukwa or our little, Fuom or something of the sort. Our light must shine throughout the world. And I like to believe that once you have been baptized, and you have been confirmed and you are sent, you are a pilgrim of hope. Know that the Lord needs you anywhere and everywhere you find yourself, and do the best you can over there, whether it is in Ghana, any part of Ghana, or whether it is abroad, anywhere abroad. Don't forget that you are a pilgrim called to holiness of life.
Thank you very much, Your Grace, and we thank you for your time and your words of encouragement. We know that someday we will definitely come to you again, and then we will continue. But before
I
you go, kindly give us your blessings,
God
and then we will.
Almighty and ever living, I lift up my hands upon these your sons and your daughters who have been doing this in order to bring the message of Christ to their friends and their people. I pray that whatever they do, you, O Lord, will give it vim, vigor, strength, and a light of the Holy Spirit, so that they may be able to bring to your sons and daughters the message of Christ. May your blessings come down upon them. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
God bless you, Your Grace.
Amen.